Hello everybody, video here for you today. This is the No Cap recap of Lost U-Boats of World War II series premiere season 1 episode 1 called Sunken Nazi Secrets. Aired February 27, 2024. If you missed any of my recaps of The Curse of Oak Island and companion show episodes, there's a link to the playlist in the upper right. Let's get into it. During World War II, the Nazis looted everything, including an estimated 600 tons of gold, thousands of works of art, and millions of priceless artifacts. Some of it has been recovered, but much of it has never been found. Daryl Miklos thinks some of it is at the bottom of the Caribbean Sea. He says that by 1945, Adolf Hitler knew he was losing the war and needed to smuggle wealth, people, and secrets out of Europe. He thinks several specially fitted U-boats were used to do so. Daryl first began treasure hunting at 7 years old with his father, Roger, who found millions of dollars worth of coins and other artifacts. By the 1980s, Daryl became convinced about the theory because his dad came across blueprints for U-boats that had the torpedoes removed from their tubes. He thinks that to remove the only weapons, you'd have to be carrying something much more valuable. Daryl's father searched for the U-boats until the day he died. Daryl now has the information that his father didn't. Just the previous year, a close friend of his gave him charts drawn by a U.S. Navy pilot whose job it was to hunt Nazi U-boats in the Caribbean. They show 7 U-boats near the Dominican Republic. Daryl will use the charts along with state-of-the-art technology to find them. After 5 months of prep, Daryl and his team begin operations. The archaeologists ask why there is a concentration of the wrecks in this area. Daryl explains that during the war, Nazis sank over 400 merchant vessels in these waters to prevent the U.S. and Great Britain from getting oil and other supplies. The 7 targets already have some confirmation as they picked up magnetometer hits at each one of them. The first dive is at Target 2, which is 5 miles from the shore. After finding nothing on one side of the GPS marker of the target, they turn around to search the other side of it and find this 20 to 25 foot diameter mound that is about 8 feet high. They metal detect it and find their first artifact, what they think is a munition of some type, perhaps a shell from one of the top-mounted guns. The blueprints of the U-boats included a top-mounted 37mm gun and 88mm cannon on the deck. The divers return to the boat. The artifact turns out to be a telescope, and archaeologist Garth Baldwin says it's older than World War II, maybe even 1800s. Pretty cool, but not what they were looking for. Daryl says that it alone wouldn't give a high mag reading, so they get back in the water. The divers return to the water to check the other side of the GPS marker, and they find this wreck that is not a U-boat, but is a World War II era merchant vessel with an iron hull that would account for the high magnetometer reading. It has a big hole in the rear, but they can't determine what caused it. Having ruled out Target 2, the team heads 4 miles northwest to Target 1. They don't find anything on the first dive there and decide to return to the boat to check GPS coordinates. During the dive, winds have increased to 34 miles per hour, causing 8-foot swells. They have to be careful because the boat could rise and slam down on them at any time. They manage to get on the boat, but the weather means diving is done for the day. The team splits up for some local research. Garth meets with historian and author Eric Roda, who says that the Dominican Republic was a good place to go if you wanted to shut down the shipping lanes from south to north. He also explains there was a German colony there since the late 1800s. Germans were instrumental in the local tobacco trade and shipped 22 million kilos of tobacco to Germany, much of it from the port of Monte Cristi. There was even a Nazi party in the DR, meaning any German operative could have gotten assistance there. Garth says after a German U-boat was captured off the coast of Nova Scotia, there were movie tickets and bread wrappers from the closest town in it. The 1939 New York Times article also states that it was reported that German U-boats were being refueled off the DR north coast. Meanwhile, Daryl and Steve meet with a local dive shop owner that points out a close-by shipwreck from the 1930s or 40s, and he says they can dive on it. He also says that he has seen a lot of metal wrecks, but isn't interested in them, only the older wooden ships that might contain treasure. They dive on it and find a debris trail containing fused metal and burnt wood, indicating a fire or explosion. Exploring further, they run into this pulley system. Daryl retrieves some of the items so Garth can analyze and research them. Garth later says it's used for moving extremely heavy things. This piece, he says, either hit something while it was molten hot or was hit by something, and they should expect to see things like this from a merchant ship hit by a U-boat. This would have been from one that still had its torpedoes. Daryl is nonetheless pleased with the discoveries because it does confirm some of the chart's information as well as the magnetometer findings. Next time on an all-new Lost U-Boats of World War II, Season 1, Episode 2, called Lost Nazi Artifacts. Episode synopsis reads as follows. Treasure hunter Daryl Miklos' search for treasure-filled lost Nazi U-boats takes an unexpected turn when a 98-year-old local eyewitness gives him a tip that changes the course of his entire investigation. I'll continue recapping Season 1 of Lost U-Boats of World War II, as well as Season 11 of The Curse of Oak Island late Tuesday nights, with retro Oak Island recaps of Seasons 6 through 8 as I have time. Seasons 1 through 5, 9 and 10, and the aired episodes of Season 11 are already done and are in the Oak Island playlist link in the upper right. Upcoming streams answering your financial questions with Coach Steve Money, Saturdays and Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And the Ramsey Show After Show. The next one is March 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Also at random times, streams of older Tomb Raider games. Once again, I'm Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach. And if you've got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. This is a video conferencing appointment, so you can do this from anywhere in the world, including the Dominican Republic. You can email me about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Channel donations can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. Alternatively, CashApp, $CoachSteveMoney, or a Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can add me on the gram at CoachSteveMoney. Of course, the YouTube channel is youtube.com/CoachSteveMoney. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it deeply. Please subscribe, like, and comment.